れはね、綾小路くんも私が退学させたい人リストにたった今入ったってこと。みんなで A クラスを目指すのはあなたたち2人を排除した後。
There is a lot of things to talk about this episode of Classroom of the Elite. Traitors upon betrayals upon twist upon extra twist. And our boy Ayanaokiji getting threatened. Yeah, you don't poke the beast. You don't poke the bear. You don't awaken the dragon that can destroy the world. You know what I mean? Woo, Kushida about to come in for an ass whooping. All right. Okay, so there's a lot to talk about this episode. A fantastic episode. And I think I've been saying this every single week. The thing that I love the most about Classroom of the Elite is really like all these twists and turns and mind games and the 4D chess and learning more about Ayanaokiji, going in deeper, you know, kind of like into the deeper levels of his thought process, learning more about what he decides to show and what he doesn't show. You know, at the end of the day, this dude is like he is a like perfectly crafted human, like scientifically crafted. Like he has exorbitant strength, exorbitant fitness. You know, he's a fast runner, fast thinker. He's fast on his feet, light on his thought. Like he's able to see things ahead of the time. He's able to case people. He's able to really dive deep into their cranium, into the kind of like how they think, and really like think of like 2 to 12 steps ahead of like, okay, here's what they're gonna do. If they do this, they're gonna do this. They're gonna do this. They're gonna do this. And I call back to a recent anime I've been watching. One of the highlights, I should say, of the season, which you were probably not watching because it's a sports anime called 𝐜𝐴𝐽𝐽. And in the most recent episodes of 𝐜𝐴𝐽𝐽, and the reason I'm bringing it in, and trust me, it makes sense. I'm bringing it in is in that anime. He's a forward now. He's a defender. He's a soccer player. And one of the things he's been tasked with is anytime the ball's going to come to you, think of the 4 options that you have to where the ball can go next. So the ball comes to you, think about the 4 different options that you have for success. It can go to that player, this player, downfield. It can go here. So I'm going to bring that and tie it all back in to Ayanaokiji's always thinking that way. He's like, okay, here's my 4, 12, 24 options that I have, and if I do this, it's going to cause this domino to fall. If I do this, it's going to cause that domino to fall. And constantly he's thinking about all these different things. So I just freaking love it so much. So let's talk about the episode. So, okay, actually, before I talk about this, I have a Kei counter. And I love Kei so much. She is awesome. And about the 17-minute mark, she finally shows up this episode. And I was like, okay, got my Kei. Because I was like, yo, are we not going to see our girl Kei this whole entire episode? And one of the things I really wanted to call out here is we come back to the classroom after the sports festival is done, after we get the results from the sports festival, after we see where Class D placed, after we see that the red team won, blah, 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 blah. And we finally see Kei, and she was like, yo, Ayanaokiji, you're a fast runner. We finally got to see you, a little bit. We got to see you light up the track, whatever. And at that moment, we get to see her interact with Ayanaokiji, and we also get to see her get jealous. Because in those moments, Horikita comes over, and she hits Ayanaokiji in the gut, and she was like, yo, if you were a fast runner to rival my brother, you should have done it sooner kind of thing. And, Ayanaokiji was like, oh, I just got a shot of adrenaline. She's like, bullshit. Basically, that's, like, she knows Ayanaokiji is hiding layers upon layers upon layers. And she was like, I'm going to peel those mother effers out. And when she did that, when she did that action, Kei just kind of looked at her, like, kind of like disgusted and walked away. Jealousy. There was jealousy in that moment. And you love to see it because, although Kei is being controlled by Ayanaokiji, she's conspiring herself. But the thing that she's conspiring for is a little bit different than what you would think. It's not really like, I really don't think it's like, betrayal or trying to get back at Horikita or anybody specific, Kushida, anybody specific. I really feel like her goalpost has moved and Ayanaokiji is her goalpost now. And I feel like her goal is to, I don't know if she has like a fixation on like a white knight, like she's like a white knight fixation, but I feel like she has a fixation on Ayanaokiji now, that he can be her white knight, like her white and shiny armor, like her protection, her guard, her shield. And I really feel like she really wants to get, I don't want to say get in his pants, 'cause I don't think that's the right that's not the right. Even though that might be like one of the many things that end up happening, one of the many nuances. I don't think that's like the goal. She definitely wants to be like in a relationship with Ayanokoji. And I think that she's attracted to those who are strong and devious and protective, and it's very crazy the inner workings of Kei. And I love seeing it, but I definitely wanted to make sure I called that out. So the rest of the episode, I love where Ayanakoji comes in, and he actually shows a little bit of his true colors, and he basically pokes the bear a little bit in Horikita's brother, and he was like, "Yo, you wanna race? You wanna see what I'm made of?" And Ayanakoji wouldn't have lost. Apparently, there was some student who had fallen in front of him in the tracks or whatever, so he probably had to dodge out the way, or else he wouldn't have lost to her brother. But now her brother got to see another little layer of Ayanakoji as well, along with Horikita. And her brother also got to learn the recent uprise of Class D's performance is because of Horikita and the things that she did. Although it's all being manipulated in the back end by Ayanakoji, to her brother, it looks like, Horikita's doing some stuff. I also like how Horikita was able to get Ken back on her side, so that comes full circle to Ayanakoji being able to use Horikita, because now Horikita could use Ken. So that kind of came full circle, and now he has some things to motivate himself to do better and be better, and now she has another piece on her puzzle, or another piece on her board, on her chessboard finally, because really Horikita's chessboard was basically blank, and now she has a pawn or a rook, we'll call him a rook, in her board to play and everything now too. So I really enjoy kind of like seeing those kind of nuances as well. I like Ken coming and apologizing to the class, because I really feel like the class can be on his side, so I think that agenda could get pushed forward as well. And then let's talk about the big elephant in the room, and that is Kushida. So this episode, Kushida is called out by Ayanokoji, and he was like, "Okay, you're the one that took the picture of our rankings of how we're gonna do, how we're gonna do the sports festival. You're the one who also, did the revealed our stuff, the trader on the ship. He's like, what are you doing this for?" And she was like, "I need to get Horikita out of school." And he's like, "Why are you so fixated? Why are you so obsessed with this?" And come to find later on in the episode, she's fixated because apparently Kushida was a total bitch in high school or middle school or whatever. So she was a total bitch in middle school, and she was a completely different person. And she's trying to reinvent herself now here to be like the bubbly, sweet, and whatever. But really, her real personality is gross and evil and tainted and just like not cute at all. And she wants to take out everybody who knows her history. Ryun obviously knows her history as well, but she wants to work with him as opposed to get rid of him. So we have all those things that come out and get shown to us later in the episode. And through her conversation with the Ayanokoji, because he keeps outing her, he keeps digging, he keeps finding information. He knows the whole picture now. She was like, I need to add one person to the list. I'm gonna get you out of this school too. And you don't, like I said at the beginning of the episode, or beginning of the review, you don't wake up the dragon that can rule the earth. You know what I mean? And she just did that, and she screwed herself out because later on in the episode, Ayanokoji sends that message over to Ryun, and he outs him big time, and he basically f's up their entire plot. What an episode! What an episode! Kushida, man, I hate her, love her kind of thing. Horikita, she went from being she's just being used, and I guess that's cool. I want to see her kind of get out of the shadow of her brother. I want to see Ayanokoji embarrass her brother, you know what I mean, just for funsies. And I'm interested to see on what ends up happening next. And I can't wait to see Ryun get taken down by Ayanokoji, because I think it's definitely going to come and definitely going to happen. But I've gone long. I'm gonna let you guys on those thoughts of this episode there. But K counter 1 for this episode. Love seeing my girl K on this episode. So let me know what you guys thought down in the comments below. And my friends, see you guys next week. Peace.